After my sister's wedding and her move to another city, I found myself alone in the house with my mother. While I had always been grateful for how she raised me, her recent behavior left me frustrated. Despite my financial support, she unexpectedly pushed me away. It was disheartening, especially knowing that my sister and her husband had a hand in this decision. I harbored resentment toward them, vowing to make them regret it. My name is Samantha, and at 27 years old, I'm navigating a difficult situation. My father passed away a few years ago, and my older sister Lily, who is 9 years my senior, moved out after getting married. That left just me and my mother. Truth be told, living with her hasn't been easy. Once I started working, she quit her part-time job, opting for a more relaxed lifestyle at home. She started treating me like her personal servant. Every day it was, "Sam, is dinner ready yet?" Or "I need some extra cash this month, just send me $300. The list of demands never seemed to end. People often told me I should move out if I was unhappy, and I considered it many times. But after my father passed, my mother had no one else. Lily had made it clear that she and her husband David weren't willing to take her in. And despite my growing frustration, I couldn't just abandon her. However, even though she was my mother, there were limits to what I could tolerate. Just today I lost my temper. "Mom, did you take money from my wallet again?" I blurted out, unable to hold back my frustration. "What an awful thing to accuse me of," she huffed. "I just needed some clothes, so I borrowed it for a while." "Borrowed? You never pay me back. Can you at least ask before taking my money?" Her face twisted in irritation. "Do you even realize who you have to thank for the life you have? I raised you. You're so ungrateful." I exhaled sharply. "I know I owe you, Mom, but that doesn't mean you can just keep taking from me without asking. It's only natural for you to take care of me now that you're earning. Don't complain about just a few $100s. This was the way every argument went. Anytime I tried to set boundaries, she would throw in the same phrases. "I raised you. You owe me." It always left me speechless. The truth was, I had a decent salary. Even if I gave my mother a large sum every month, it wouldn't ruin me financially. But something inside me refused to let her continue this cycle forever. Then one day, everything changed. After a long day at work, I came home to an unexpected sight. Lily and David were sitting in my living room. I hadn't seen them since my father's funeral, and we hadn't kept in touch since then. "Hey, Samantha, it's been a while. You still have that gloomy attitude, huh?" Lily smirked. Her words sent me straight back to our childhood. She had always belittled me, and it seemed marriage hadn't changed her one bit. "Why are you here?" I asked, arms crossed. Lily shrugged. "Do I need a reason to visit Mom?" I clenched my jaw. "This isn't our family home anymore. Dad's house was sold years ago. I'm the one paying rent here." Lily waved a hand dismissively. "Don't be so uptight. We're finally all together again as a family." Before I could respond, David chimed in. "Honestly, Sam, with that attitude, you'll never get married." I bit my tongue. This was exactly why I had kept my distance from them. Then my mother spoke, her voice sweet but firm. "Actually, Samantha, I've been thinking maybe it's time you move out." I froze. "What?" She smiled. "It's just, Lily and David are planning to start a family, and I'd like to go live with them for a while. They suggested it." My chest tightened. "So, you want me to move out so you can go live with them? After everything I've done for you?" My mother had no shame. "Well, you'll be fine on your own. You're independent now." That was it, I was done. I laughed, not out of humor but because the situation was so ridiculous. "All right," I said, grabbing my coat. "You want me out? Fine. But you should know I was covering all the rent and bills. The lease is in my name, so when I move out, you're all on your own." Their faces fell. "Wait, what?" my mother stammered. I shrugged. "Guess you'll have to find somewhere else to live. Maybe Lily and David can take you in after all." Lily's mouth opened, then closed. David looked away, suddenly interested in the floor. I walked out that night, leaving them all in stunned silence. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free. Feeling guilty? Not at all. It was obvious from her comment that, like Lily, David was also insensitive. Disliking the two of them even more, I retreated to my room after eating dinner alone. My mother, seemingly happy to see Lily after so long, kept chatting away with a smile on her face. It appeared that the three of them occasionally gossiped about me. Since that day, for some reason, Lily and David started visiting my place more frequently. There was another thing that bothered me. Did they think this was their home? They were way too relaxed in my apartment. "Hey Lily, what's the deal? This is my place, you know." I finally confronted her. "What about it? You're so annoying. What does it have to do with you?" she replied. "I'm here because I'm concerned about Mom and I want to visit her often. You never reached out once since Dad's funeral," she retorted. "That's none of your business," I replied, irritated. "Speaking of which, I'm hungry. Cook something and do it quick." Seriously, this was my place, wasn't it? Why were they lounging around as if they owned it? "I want to eat a delicious cake, Samantha. Buy me one," David suddenly requested. Upon David's request, even my mother joined in. "You just got back from work, right? So you're free. Hurry up and go buy it for us, you lazy girl." David, who used to detest my mother and avoided her as much as possible, suddenly seemed to be getting along very well with her. And Lily? She projected the attitude of, "I'm the eldest daughter and David's my husband, so it's only natural for us to be concerned about Mom." Seeing how they acted, the two were definitely planning something. I wasn't sure what it was yet, but I was certain it wasn't good. Several days passed, and then Lily and David's scheme finally became clear. "Samantha, I've reached my limit living with you. I've decided to end this life with you," my mother announced abruptly. "What do you mean by that?" I asked, confused. "Exactly what I said. I can't stand living with someone as slow, lazy, and unattractive as you anymore. I've made up my mind. I'm going to live with Lily and David," she explained. "You're going to live with them?" I was so shocked by this unexpected statement from my mother that I repeated her words without realizing it. The couple who always hated the idea of living with my mother now wanted to take her in. What on earth was happening? Just then, Lily and David conveniently arrived. "Lily, what's going on? You never reached out to us before, and you always said you'd never live with Mom, right? What's the problem? It's only natural for the eldest daughter to live with her own mother, isn't it?" Lily responded, looking down on me with a sense of superiority. "Don't tell me you have some sort of problem with it? If you can't live with Mom, then—" "No, that's not what I'm saying, but—" "Then it's fine for Mom to live with us, right?" Was she serious? Even David, who had once been against the idea, seemed in favor of this plan. "Why the sudden change?" I asked, narrowing my eyes. "You're so annoying. Anyway, Mom's decided to live with us. We don't need you anymore. Just leave." Wait. Leave? After all this time, they had left everything about Mom up to me. I couldn't help but feel disgusted with my sister, who always spoke so arrogantly. However, it became clear that Lily and David were up to something no good. Although my mother always had a sharp tongue, she was still my only parent. Besides, I wouldn't want to get involved in any trouble later on. I decided to confront her. "Mom, isn't it obvious that something's going on? After all, Lily and David never once contacted us before this." Before I could finish my sentence, my mother cut me off. "What are you talking about? If anyone's acting strange, it's you," she retorted. I blinked. "Huh. Mom, what do you mean?" "Those who just leech off their parents should just leave," she said suddenly. The moment those words left her mouth, any lingering affection I had for my mother vanished instantly. After all the support I had given her, after taking care of her all these years, how dare she say something like that to me? But this was the only time they could mock me like this. Soon, they would experience hell, and they better enjoy their moment while they could. I started planning my revenge. "Then I'll leave right now," I declared firmly, looking straight at my sister, her husband, and my mother. The three of them exchanged smirks before Lily spoke. "Samantha, you're finally leaving? Mom, you must be so happy." "I truly am," my mother beamed. "Now I can live with Lily and David. I'm on top of the world. From now on, I'll be the one taking care of Mom. Thank you, Lily," David added with a grin. "Oh, thank you too, David," my mother chimed in, her voice dripping with delight. The three of them continued their frivolous conversation, patting each other on the back as if they had won some great victory. To be honest, I was struggling not to laugh at that moment, but I couldn't let them think I had any leeway. To execute my revenge perfectly, I had to lay low for now. From that day on, Lily and David were constantly in my apartment. As for me, it was as if I didn't exist. Or rather, they treated me as though I had never existed in the first place. But that was advantageous for me. I wasn't bothered at all while preparing to move out. A week later, it was finally moving day. The moment I stepped into the living room, Lily smirked. "Today's the day we part ways, Samantha. We'll be taking care of Mom from now on so you don't have to worry." "Thank you," I replied calmly. "I'm leaving Mom in your hands, okay?" Something in my response seemed to unsettle Lily. Then my mother approached me with a smug smile. "I hope you get married soon, Samantha. It would be a shame to remain single for the rest of your life, wouldn't it? You know the whole world would call someone like you a loser." David chuckled at my mother's words, while Lily covered her mouth, stifling a laugh. I responded just as calmly as before. "That's true. From now on, I've decided to live just for myself. I mean, I no longer have to take care of you now, right?" My mother's face twisted. "Just stop talking and get out. I never asked you to look after me." I shrugged. I was leaving anyway. Ding dong. "Oh, seems like they're here," I said, turning toward the door. The movers from the moving company I had scheduled for today stood outside. As they began carrying out my belongings, I pointed toward the living room. "Oh, and please move all the appliances and furniture in these rooms, too." The three voices behind me harmonized in shock. "Wait, what?" They were completely dumbfounded. "The TV, the fridge, the microwave. Oh, and this cleaning robot too. Also the sofa, dining table, and the bed. Please move everything," I continued, giving the movers clear instructions. My mother finally snapped. "What are you thinking? Stop this immediately." I turned to her, unfazed. "What do you mean? Am I doing something strange? Don't play dumb taking all the appliances and furniture from this house. Have you lost your mind?" David, whose face was now as red as a tomato, approached me aggressively. "Yo, listen to Mom. How do you expect us to live without any furniture or appliances? You have no right to take everything. Leave everything here and just go." My mother and Lily squawked in front of me, completely losing their composure. I took a deep breath and smirked. It was time to clarify the situation for them. "Are you getting the wrong idea or something? Everything in this apartment, including the apartment itself, all its appliances and furniture, belongs to me. This is Mom's place, right? Don't mess with me." "All the furniture and appliances were bought using Dad's inheritance, weren't they?" David snapped. I knew it. He was an idiot. Just as I had anticipated, he misunderstood everything. He believed that my mother had been financing this apartment and assumed she had received a large inheritance from my father. That must have been the reason they so eagerly moved in with her. "Lily, aren't you misunderstanding something?" I asked, turning to my sister. "I bought everything in here. I've been giving Mom a monthly support of $2,200, you know." Their faces stiffened. "Those losses you're talking about. You just wanted to live with Mom, didn't you? You thought you'd inherit Dad's money one day, huh?" David scoffed. "What are you talking about? Mom used up all of Dad's inheritance a long time ago." I watched as Lily's expression shifted, her confidence draining away. She nervously glanced at our mother, who was looking down, her face pale. "Mom, please explain. You told us you bought all the appliances here," I demanded. "Well, I was just trying to look good," she mumbled. "What do you mean by that?" Lily snapped. "We only moved in with you because we thought there was an inheritance from Dad. If there's no inheritance, what's the point of living together?" "Wait, what are you saying?" my mother stammered. "Didn't you say you'd take care of me because you're the eldest daughter?" Lily folded her arms. "I was just trying to be nice. I lied so that we could live together." Upon learning that there was no remaining inheritance, Lily was furious, and my mother was deeply shaken by the realization that the kindness her daughter and son-in-law had shown was all fake. What a hopeless family. My mother should have suspected something when Lily and David, who hadn't been in touch for years, suddenly proposed living together. If Lily had been paying attention, she would have known long ago that there was no money left from Dad. As I watched them crumble, David suddenly had an idea. "I've got it. It would be great if Samantha could live with us again." My mother and Lily immediately perked up. "That's right, Samantha, you should live with us after all," my mother pleaded. "Yes, Samantha, I really do need you," Lily added. Seeing their drastic change in attitude, their desperation as they spoke for their own convenience, I dismissed them immediately. "What are you even saying? Don't make me laugh. There's no way I'd live with trash like you all," I said, my voice cold. "I've decided to live only for myself from now on. Whatever happens to you, I couldn't care less. Why don't you all just happily ruin your lives together?" All three of them, my mother, my sister, and David, seemed completely drained of energy. They sat down as if their knees had given out, staring blankly ahead. "Goodbye, do your best as a family," I said, and closed the front door. In just 2 weeks, the lease for the apartment would end. Since it was under my name, they would probably be forced to leave. Well, that was none of my business anymore. About a week after I successfully moved, as expected, I received a call from my mother. "Samantha, please, I can't live like this, come back." "There's no way I'm coming back. Why don't you have that idiotic couple take care of you?" "Actually, it seems they quit their jobs and moved here because they thought I still had your father's inheritance. They really are terrible people, aren't they?" I scoffed. "I don't even feel like helping anymore. I'm not interested in a family that only thinks about money. But Samantha, all I have is you." "Mom, I'm busy. Can I hang up now?" "Please, Samantha, help." I ended the call before she could finish and blocked her number. I no longer felt the urge to help my mother, especially not now. Rumor had it that my mother, Lily, and David were evicted from the apartment after that incident. They ended up spending all of Lily's remaining savings to move into a shabby apartment. Apparently, my mother still didn't work and she argued with David almost every day. Lily was the only one bringing in any money, working from dawn until dusk just to make ends meet. As for me, after distancing myself from them, I was able to save more money and use it for my own needs. After all the sacrifices I had made in the past, I was finally free to lead a life that made me happy. I finally walked away from a life of being used, manipulated, and taken for granted. It wasn't easy, and I won't pretend that I didn't hesitate, but in the end, choosing myself was the best decision I ever made. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where people only cared about what they could take from you? Have you ever been the one who always gave, always sacrificed, only to be discarded the moment you set boundaries? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you've ever faced something similar. Your words might help someone else find the courage to stand up for themselves, just like I did. If you were in my shoes, what would you have done? Would you have walked away sooner? Would you have confronted them differently? Or do you think there was another way to handle it? Tell me how you see it. I want to know how you would have handled a family that only cared when they thought money was involved. And if you have any advice for someone struggling to break free from toxic family dynamics, drop it in the comments below. Sometimes, a few words of wisdom from someone who has been through it can be life-changing. Most importantly, I hope my story serves as a reminder. You don't owe anyone your peace, your happiness, or your financial stability just because they're family. You deserve to be treated with respect. You deserve relationships that are based on love, not obligation or guilt. If you're stuck in a situation where people only value you for what you can give, I want you to know that it's okay to walk away. It's okay to choose yourself, and when you do, you might just find the freedom and happiness that you've been denied for so long.